Key to winning votes must be walking through shopping centres, shaking hands with voters and kissing women awkwardly on the hair, which is going to make it hard for Victoria's highest profile Senate candidate, Julian Assange. The Wikileaks co-founder has been cooped up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London for over a year. He fled there after a UK court agreed to extradite him to Sweden to face questions about the alleged sexual assault of 2 women. Assange and his supporters say the allegations are part of a US plot to charge him with espionage for helping Bradley Manning leak over 700,000 classified US cables. The Wikileaks party is fielding 7 Senate candidates in 3 states, but they've been criticised this week for preferencing parties like the Shooters and Fishers ahead of the Greens, who have often spoken out on behalf of Assange. And although it seems unlikely that Assange will win a place in the Senate, the big question is, if he does, how does he plan to take up the seat? The project's own Lucy McDonald went along to find out.
It must be very debilitating being just in one spot, not just for you, but for those you love, for your children and your mother, who we see constantly campaigning for you.
Yeah, it is. That's my one regret. I'm pretty hard to kill off. I can deal with lots of stress, but my family has not signed up for that.
What Julian Assange has also signed up for is a tilt at a seat in the upper house, but Canberra's a heck of a long way away. How can you feasibly run for Senate from a room in London's Ecuadorian embassy?
Well, we're in running WikiLeaks and investigating complex systems of laws and complex organisations, what you do is you start to find out what's really going on and you find a path through. Anyone who can vote can run for office, and Australians can vote overseas, so they can run for office overseas.
So why are you running for office? What do you want to do? What do you want to change?
What we need is crack investigative journalists in the Senate who don't have a history of being associated with a political party, who aren't associated with political dynasties, who are not part of that patronage network of careerist promotion, where people are elected to government for one reason and they betray that reason.
Now, how can you be sure if you yourself didn't achieve power, become a senator, how can you assure that you would not be corrupted? Because we've seen it so many times.
I'm quite boring. I'm quite predictable. Look what I've done for the past 20 years. I'm obsessed with achieving justice in the way that I have been.
Politics aside, justice is what Julian Assange says he may not get were he to confront sexual assault allegations in Sweden. Why don't you go back there and stand up to these charges?
We live in a liberal democracy. We don't prove our innocence. Rather, the state must prove its allegations. I'm asking for the same treatment that everyone else gets. That's the problem.
But it's the treatment of intelligence analyst Bradley Manning, who leaked hundreds of thousands of classified documents, that Julian Assange says is downright wrong. The judge is deliberating as we speak on Bradley Manning's sentencing. I think the US government has advised that he should get 60 years. What's your response to that?
Well, it's absurd. That case is a show trial from beginning to end. He was not allowed to present evidence as to his intent. He was not allowed to present evidence that there was no harm. So, yeah, 60 years, they're not going to get that.
In your particular case, do you think the Australian government let you down?
The Australian Labor government attacked our organisation, helped the United States in that attack. The Australian Labor Party tried to see whether I could be charged with treason under Australian law, and tried to see whether it could cancel my passport. That's no doubt would be also the behaviour of the coalition if they were in government.
So your bid for Senate sounds personal?
Well, I joke that there might be a certain element of payback.
Now that the serious stuff is out of the way, I brought some questions from Hughesy to tackle the really important stuff.
Just quietly, mate, how's the secret escape tunnel going?
Well, a funny comment. Obviously, the various network of tunnels that we have riddled this building with, we can't talk about.
Julian, are they making you do odd jobs around the place to earn your keep?
Well, I think my job already is pretty odd, huh? Good fun, but it's pretty odd.
Mate, I studied computers at school as well, but I dropped out because I didn't think there was a future in them. Was that a good idea?
Well, I don't know. I actually think it'd be kind of good fun to be a comedian because you've got a license to, say anyone is full of bull. So that'd be good.